Welcome back everybody to the Zeusdaz Unemulated Retro Game Channel. I go by the name of Zeus and it is shit game time again. This time this is a paid request by RACER. Hello mate, thanks again for your request, and there are more of yours to come. They are still in the waiting line but they are due to come up mate, so thank you very much for your requests. But this one is, as I said, touring car RACER for the Amiga A500, released by Byteback. Now Byteback back in the day was a budget label. I think they were during Amiga days as well, but they did quite a few 8-bit releases, so they were definitely a budget label, and this no doubt was a budget price, but I don't know what it was. It was probably somewhere from $5.99 to $7.99. But this game, I had a few goes on it, and there's one particular thing that had me wetting myself, which I'll get to in a second. It's a driving game, and is it better than Outrun? Let's find out, shall we? This is where the fun is going to begin. Now, you've got a choice in this. You can select a single race, you can do a practice run, or I think it's a season race. You can also select your car, and you can select certain tracks. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Yes, well it is on paper, but when it's put into practice, things do suddenly go downhill. So let's select our car for start, right? Here we go. It looks like it's all been done by a paint program. We've got a Toyota. What else have we got? Anything else? Oh, we got a Nissan. Oh, what do we? Oh, okay, I'll do that. We've got BMW, got a Nissan, got a Vauxhall, and a Toyota. Yes, all of the boy racers apart from the Ford Sierra, which was an 80s car. That was the most heavily nicked car and joyrided car of all time in the UK anyway. But let's go for, whatever. Let's go for a Nissan. Select track. So you've got Brands Hatch, Donington Park, Silverstone and Alton Park. Well, let's do Brands Hatch, shall we? Because it's got that nice long straight. Let's select that. So let's do 3 laps, practice, single race. Let's do a single race, might as well. There's no point playing a full season. Let's get on with it. This is quite amusing because I know what's coming. I'll get to that in a minute. I'm starting to smirk now in anticipation of what I'm about to witness. But I never saw this back in the day. Kind of glad I didn't. Considering the amount of pirated discs that were coming through my post every other week, I'm surprised this didn't slip through and get into my jiffy bag, but it didn't, so maybe that's a good thing there. Right, here we go, Brands Hatch. Now, the cars, very boxy. Now, listen to that engine noise. Gear 2, Gear 3, Gear 4. It sounds like, I mean, I know they're cheap, programming this. It sounds not only as if they've sent it away to get it developed cheaply, but it sounds as if they've just randomly got some Mexican guy in with a pan flute and recorded the engine noises. It's ridiculous. Look, let's go down some gears and go really. 3rd gear, 4th gear. I'll tell you something though, the red and the white strips down the side are pretty good speed. Look, that's pretty good actually, but look at the cars. There's no, they are just completely state solid. They are not. If you look at other driving cars in the Amiga, as you dip down hills and go to the side, you'll see the car slightly angled, just to give it that slightly 3D effect of the car. But this, it is completely rigid. I mean, even Crazy Cars 1, if you hit a car, you can see the slight side of your car, but this is completely rigid. But the engine noises, honestly, it sounds like some pan flute player is, every time a gear changes he blows up one of the further up the pan flute. It's just ridiculous. But look at those trees in the foreground. Like, it's the same thing. It's cut and paste. It's like every 5 inches of screen has been cut and paste. So I don't think there's a 6th gear. There isn't. But I tell you what, when you get to top speed, that's fast. That is actually fast, but I think you'd just be wetting yourself listening to these gear changing noises, the engine rev noises. Did I do it? I don't know. Speed, lap, position 13. Is that it? That was a single race. How far did I get in that? Oh, you could just picture it. Just picture it, everybody. You know, you're going into a recording studio. They're saying, right, we're recording the sound effects of the gear changing, the engine noises. Oh, how are you doing that then? You expect some keyboard or some computer program on a big computer PC, and they're tapping away, and all the time you turn around. No, it's that bloke over there, look, in the sound booth with a fucking pan flute. Right, let's do another single race. He's doing it for free. Yeah, here's a bottle of tequila. Just blow in every time the gear goes up. Just blow higher up into into your pan flute. This reminds me of a South Park episode where they was being completely, literally invaded by pan flute players. I can't remember what it was called. Maybe you can put it in the comments below if you're a South Park fan. But you'll know, if you are, you'll know what episode I'm on about. They just couldn't stop it everywhere they were going. And in the end, Cartman cashes in with the boys and they start playing the pan flute and trying to record a record. But this is just, could you just imagine it? The truth comes out that the sound effects of this engine it's been produced by a pan flute player, because that's what it sounds like to me. It's ridiculous. You know, I've never heard engine noises like that. But when it picks up speed, it's really fast. It's actually quite impressive. And it moves. It's, you know, it's responsive enough. But oh, the foreground is very jerky with those trees. Oh, but you can't tell with a car. The car would just suddenly, this is very much like Crazy Cars, it would just suddenly, the car would just plough into you and stop you dead. It's my 5th gear, so I'm doing 200 and something. Oh, come on, no cars, look, I know exactly the same cars. Come on, I'm at top speed there, and I can't, it's ridiculous, I can't. Yeah, you see, look, that is really, really quick. But they see what I mean. They just deliberately plough into you. You can't do anything about it. Bit more speed up. No, see, the collision detection's piss poor as well. There's no doubt about that. And I've never been a fan of striped roads. They always look crap. They usually produce them on the Commodore 64 as Wet Le Mans. See, that's rocket for speed. Wet Le Mans, that was terrible for striped road. And I think they did it in Outrun as well. See, look, you don't know which way they're going, and it slows you right down. And position 13 again, lap 3. So that's it. Let's just try a different course. Right, let's try Silverstone, and let's select a different car this time, shall we? Let's go for that, Vauxhall. Single race. Yeah, just can't get over the engine noise. But the car is responsive. At top speed it actually does move bloody quick. Collision detection is fucking terrible. The foreground image of the trees and whatever is fucking cheap as fuck. What do you expect? It is a budget title. But what steals it is definitely the pan flute player. Oh, we've got that looks like there's a crowd in the stands. That engine noise, it's ridiculous. I never heard anything like it. Oh dear. Listen to that. Still green those sides, the road's still grey, so there's nothing different, any of the scenery. Instead of the trees, you've got stands of people But again, the car is very rigid, and the cars just collide into you for no fucking reason at all. And you can't get away from it. So, yeah, it's not a game to have in your collection. Unless you want to giggle. Come on. So this is Silverstone. How the fuck did you see that black car? It just suddenly moved to the left. Frames of animation missed there. But, as I said, the red and white stripes at the side do really give you a sense of speed. Fifth gear again. So that is rocket speed. That is really fast, but you can't get away from these cars. You don't know what way they're going to go. This definitely reminds me of Wet Le Mans. On the C64, they just collide into you. So it's responsible. The car, look at it, it's just stationary. Fifth gear again. Just whacks you. So I'm on lap 2 at the moment. Oh, it's really choppy on the foreground. Come on, you. I don't know what car you are, but go. Oh, fuck off. You know, that's just... you know, it's rigged. I would be more angry at this game, but it's the bloody engine noises. It's just, it just had me grinning like a Cheshire cat. Really did. Come on, move. That's it, good, go on, go on. This car's waiting to collide into me, isn't he? Is that it? No? That is fast, but you can't see what's coming. Once the car appears, it's guesswork what side they turn onto. Must be getting near the end of the race. And I'm always fucking position 13. Have you noticed that? All 3 races that I've played during this video, I've been position 13. Is there a 14? Am I last? Oh, these corners. Must be near the end of the race by now. That's it. That's it. Game over. Well, what do I think of that? Engine noises is unreal. Loading screen music, not too bad. The game itself is cheap as fuck, but it is a budget label, no doubt about that. Bite Back has always been a budget title. But I just... yeah, you ain't going to play this very often. It does move pretty quickly when in top speed, I must admit. It does certainly kick out run up its ass, but the cars are just so stationary. They look like big blocks of wood. They're just... it's like moving a wall. The foregrounds are dull and choppy. Yeah, it's not a very impressive game even for a budget price, especially for 1991, I think it came out in. Yeah, crap, no doubt about it. But the engine noises did definitely get me giggling somewhat. I've never heard anything like that. That is, I don't care what anyone says, that is a pan flute player. They've hired there to do the sound effects. So yes, what am I going to rate it? All that taken in mind, what I've said. Yep, for $5.99, $6.99 or $7.99, whatever it was, it's still going to get a whopping... I'm going to give that 79 shits because it is a budget title and it did make me giggle. But apart from that, it's a fucking crap game. So down you go, in the fucking toilet, let's flush it away, down the tube, into the poo tube, into the vault of shitness forever. Bye bye, Mr. Horrible car driving touring car racer for the Amiga 500. Okay, that's it for me for this edition of Shit Game Time. If you would like to request a game to be put in the vault of shitness, then please do so. The thumbnail will pop up at any moment. Please go to that. It's £5 per request. Listen to the video very carefully. You'll also get a shout out on that video if there's a game that's you're tortured by in your past and you want to see it banished into a big bloody poo place of poo, then I'm your man to do it. With that in mind, until next time, thank you very much for joining me on this Shit Game Time edition. Zeus out.